Hello everyone, my name's Cameron, welcome back to the channel, and yes, we are finally in the basement again, because I actually had the strength and the stamina and the not tiredness to walk down here and record in the basement. This is going to be the first of like 4 videos I'm about to record over the next like 2 hours, because I have a shit ton to record so I can catch up for the weekend. If you guys are wondering why was there no Days Gone today, by the way, I just want to quickly mention, or yesterday, I want to quickly mention a few things. First things first, why was the TakeOver Night 2 review not uploaded Friday morning? For a simple reason, to put it the easiest I can, Jesse and I fell asleep. We got really tired watching TakeOver Night 2 and decided that, okay, well, he fell asleep first. So I said, all right, I'm just going to pause it. We'll finish it up tomorrow after I get out of work. Why was there no Days Gone on Friday? Now, I know you guys are wondering. I planned on recording it before TakeOver, before we finished TakeOver Night 2, which would have taken forever, so I'm glad I didn't. But the big reason I didn't is because I got a gaming chair very recently. Basically just a nice fancy office chair. It's one of those racing ones. It doesn't do the full lean back. Sadly, I didn't spring for the super expensive ones. But apparently it does have a massage functionality in it, which sounds amazing. Just being in a massage chair while you play video games sounds really cool. So I'm going to have to figure out how to exactly get that set up, because, yeah. But I spent, like, literally, I got home and just put my chair together, and then we started watching TakeOver, and we finished Night 2 pretty quick. And then we watched SmackDown, which I'm going to cover WrestleMania SmackDown in the WrestleMania predictions video, which is going to be the video I recorded after this one. And then I'm going to go upstairs so I can record some Hitman videos for today and tomorrow, because I'm going to be busy as fuck. Basically, it's going to be in the morning, I got to go pick up a gun safe. I got to bring that home. I got to drop that off. I got to get ready for work. I got to go to work, work my 8-hour shift, come home, watch WrestleMania Night 1, do the review for that. Basically the minute we finish, go to bed, wake up for work the next day, get ready to work, go to work, work for 7 hours, come home, watch Mania Night 2 when I can finally do it, because Peacock doesn't let you rewind back to stuff that's live. Watch Night 2 of WrestleMania and record the review for that so I can be ready to watch the Raw after WrestleMania, because it's my favorite time of the year. Raw after WrestleMania is so fucking amazing. It's one of my favorite Raws of the year. It's actually the only Raw I ever really look forward to during the year, so I'm very excited. But with that being said, let's move on to NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver 2021 Night 2 review, because I don't know if they're going to be doing another Stand and Deliver TakeOver, because I personally like the name of it. I really hope they do. I like the named takeovers. I mean, I like when it's just NXT TakeOver and then it's the name of the city. But for some reason, all of the takeovers they've done where they've just had the names recently, TakeOver 25, TakeOver War Games, TakeOver Stand and Deliver, TakeOver In Your House, I've loved all of those so much. I don't know why, but for some reason they sound so much better to me than just NXT TakeOver Portland, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 90,000. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but you get my point. So, the first match on the card was a men's tag team match. Dane and Drake Maverick versus Brizango. The winner would become the new #1 contenders to the tag team championships, won the night before by MSK. Jesse and I both predicted Dane and Drake Maverick to win. And if you guys are wondering how do we predict that, 1, we found out before the match took place that the match was happening, so we were able to figure out predictions beforehand. Number 2, if you guys go check my Twitter, which is at SOGamingYT, I'll make sure I leave it down in the description of this video. It's also up on the banner for the channel, so if you guys want to go check that, you can. It also shows all my other social media. However, the Facebook page is no longer active, as it was linked to my old Facebook, which got deactivated because Facebook sucks. I'm still a little bit pissy about that. But yes, the Facebook page is no longer active. Everything else, the Instagram, the Twitter, and the, I think that's it, actually. Oh, and the Twitch channel are all still up. I just don't use my Twitch channel much. I should probably start streaming again, but I don't stream much on there anymore. I stream more on here than anything. But, that being said, you guys can go follow me on Twitch too if you want. I don't care. Alright, so Brizango came out as Pirates, which looked really fucking cool. Dane yanked the pirate hat off Breeze. Dango was tagged in. Dane and Maverick were in control for a lot of the match, actually. Maverick was standing above Dango as he was trying to roll him up into a pin, and he started doing Dango's hip thrust, which was really funny. Killian came back in. Maverick put the pirate hat on his head. He tagged in Maverick, launched him into Fandango. Brizango started taking control over Maverick, kept him isolated in their corner with a lot of tags in and out. God, excuse me. Dango in control over Maverick still. Breeze finally takes off his pirate jacket. Maverick fights out and scrambles the Dane. Dane takes control over Brizango, flips over the ropes with a senton to Dango, which was really cool. Samoan drop / fall away slam to both of them for a 2 count. Dane and Maverick double teaming and taking it to Dango, keeping the control. Lots of tags and tag moves. Breeze saves Dango, super kick to Maverick, double super kicks to Dane. Maverick barely saves him. Maverick hits a top rope hurricane rana on Dango, drop kicks Breeze down. Dane power bombs Maverick on a Dango for the win. 10 out of 10, 5 and 2 for Jesse, 4 and 3 for me. And yes, I'm continuing the counts from night 1, which is why I didn't say who won that pay-per-view or give my full thoughts on the pay-per-view, because I'm counting it as one lump sum, and that's how I'm going to be doing it with Mania as well. Great match. I honestly think they deserve the win the most. I thought both teams looked really well. I thought they both did really well during the match. I love Killian Dane and Drake Maverick as a tag team. I don't know why. They have a lot of interesting offense, which I really like. They have a weird dynamic, which I really like. It's how I imagine if Jesse and I were a tag team in WWE or NXT. It's how I imagine we would be. I'd be like the annoying little one, and he'd be the big dude who just, he'd be, if I can get it in a better way, I'd be the Enzo to his big Cass, is basically what I'm trying to say. Because Enzo was so annoying, and he'd write all these checks that his mouth couldn't cash. Or his mouth would write all these checks that his ass couldn't cash. And Big Cass would just come in and beat the fuck out of everyone for fucking with Enzo. It's basically how me and Jesse would be as a tag team, I feel like. Actually, it's how me, Jesse, and my brother would be as a stable in wrestling. Next, match number 2, the first match on the main show of NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver Night 2, the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, a unification ladder match. This is probably the match I was like my second most hyped match that I was looking forward to after the main event of Night 2, the unsanctioned match. Santos Escobar versus Jordan Devlin. Santos being the interim NXT Cruiserweight Champion, Jordan Devlin being the actual NXT Cruiserweight Champion. If you guys don't know what the story with that is, Devlin became NXT Cruiserweight Champion right before the pandemic hit and before the travel bans hit. So he was stuck in NXT or in UK, couldn't make it to NXT tapings and everything like that. So they held an interim tournament. This is also how Drake Maverick got his job back. Santos Escobar eventually won as El Hijo del Fantasma and then unmasked to become Santos Escobar. He teamed up with Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza to become Legado del Fantasma. And so far, he's been doing okay stuff. I don't know. I feel like he relies too much on Legado del Fantasma to win matches. And yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it very much. And Jordan Devlin, I think, actually defended the NXT Cruiserweight Championship in the UK on NXT UK a few times, and very recently he finally was able to come back. I'm surprised that they kept him as champion. I was thinking they were going to strip him of the championship and fire him. During the Speaking Out movement last year, he had some allegations come out about him, but they kept him on. And yeah, this match is kind of like the biggest thing back for him since he won the championship. He didn't do much before he won the championship. So, yeah. Prediction was Escobar for both. And for those of you wondering, why do I always say Legado del Fantasma in such a weird way? I don't know. My brain just immediately says, say it like that. I like doing accents. For some reason, when I say their name, it's just how I like to say it. Immediate brawl as the match starts off. Devlin in control at the start. Hits a big springboard moonsault to Escobar outside the ring. Grabs out the ladder, pulls it away as Escobar tries to kick it into him, and he slams it into his face. Devlin gets shoved into the ladder. He avoids being slammed into it. Goes to whip Escobar in it, but he reverses. Or into it, sorry. Slamming Devlin in, and he looked like a young Shawn Michaels. He oversold this and went flipping to the outside. It was great. Big knee strike by Escobar into the barricade. Escobar brings out another ladder and sets it leaning up against the barricade, almost how normal people would lean it against like the turnbuckle. He basically did that against the barricade. Escobar drops a ladder that Devlin was on, attacks with a ladder, drop kicks it into Devlin's midsection in the corner. Escobar grabs out a third ladder, sets it up, starts to climb up, and Devlin grabs his leg. Escobar jumps down and starts stomping on him. Escobar sets the ladder, balancing on the corner with the bottom of the ladder facing toward the ring. Escobar is thrown into the ladder by Devlin as he reverses it. Devlin counters move, heading up to the ladder, touches the titles, but Escobar pulls him down. Devlin reverses it into a DDT, which I thought was a really cool spot. This match had a lot of crazy spots. Cruiserweights and ladder matches are two of my very favorite things in wrestling, so to see the two mix and have this happen is really nice. If you guys have watched me and Jesse's Universe mode at all, you know a lot of the time my Cruiserweight or my UK Championship are being defended on my show. I tend to go with ladder matches because they are one of my favorite, if not my very favorite matches that don't have to do with like 70 fucking people in the match. Because if you guys don't know, my top three matches, because people always ask me this question, my top 3 matches are as follows: Elimination Chamber is number 1, ladder match is number 2, and a TLC match is number 3. The only reason TLC match is number 3 is because of this ladder match. I think this ladder match kind of etched TLC out of the second spot. Although, to be fair, my favorite match is still a TLC match from way back. If you guys don't know the match I'm talking about, it was one of the very first TLC matches where Edge speared Jeff Hardy. Edge was on this giant ladder, Jeff Hardy was hanging in midair, and Edge speared him down. It was magnifique. It's still one of my favorite moments of all time in wrestling, and contributes to my very favorite match of all time. Where was I? Oh yeah, Escobar sends Devlin outside, suicide dive, hitting Devlin into the ladder. That was against the barricade. It's still up, surprisingly, after that. Escobar sets up the ladder again. Devlin rolls in, and Escobar throws the ladder down. Escobar trash-talking in Spanish, which I thought was really cool. Santos sets up to slam Devlin onto a ladder, but Devlin reverses and slams him into it. Back and forth kneeling forearm, set up for Devlin inside. Escobar with a knee strike, goes for another big move. Devlin reverses it into a Spanish fly, which was great. Spinning, cutting diver over the rope to Escobar, which just... Or spinning cutter diving over the rope to Escobar. Big headbutt by Devlin. Escobar punched off a ladder. Give me one sec, guys. This is the problem with recording in my basement. There's a lot of spiders, and they tend to distract me when I'm doing things down here. Devlin maneuvers and hits a very close moonsault to Escobar. Like, I'm not kidding. He was like that far. Like, my face to my hand is basically how close he was to hitting the bottom rung of the ladder. Like, it was that insane. If you did not watch this match, I highly suggest you go watch TakeOver Night 2 for this match in particular and watch that exact spot of him hitting that moonsault off of that ladder, because I legit thought Devlin was going to smash his face onto the bottom rung of the ladder, and that was going to be it. The match would just end because Escobar had to hurry up and get to the finish. No. He hits this, and it looked great. Devlin very slowly drags the ladder to the middle of the ring. Legado del Fantasma come in and tip the ladder over, nearly killing Devlin. Like, the way he went flying out looks so scary, because like it looked like he fucked up and wasn't prepared for it. But yeah, but of course, Legado del Fantasma come out and help Santos Escobar, or as Lince Dorado says it, Santos Escobar. I can't roll my R's very well if you haven't noticed, but go look up the way Lince Dorado said it. It was great. They throw him in the stairs after an outside beatdown. Escobar, after they've already beaten the shit out of Devlin and stopped him from winning the match because he was like inches away from the titles from grabbing them down. After they saved him in the match, he says, guys, go away. I got this. Go, shoo, back, go to the back. Devlin throws the ladder up at Escobar to stop him, which, I mean, dude, if you're going to toss a ladder at somebody, fuck yeah, go for it. He sets up the ladder next to the other. They climb and fight up there. Spanish fly by Devlin off of the ladders. Devlin's up alone, starts to climb the ladder. Escobar's up, starts to attack Devlin. The ladder in the corner, I just said it's behind Escobar. It's actually behind Devlin. I fucked up. It should say behind Devlin in my notes, not behind Escobar. Devlin gets headbutted down through the ladder. Escobar reaches up all alone. He grabs one title. Actually, grabbing Devlin's first, then his, because when the match started, you could actually see like the titles were up already on the thing. Escobar was standing under his, and you can tell because the purple one, and Devlin was under his, and you can tell because the black one was the one that got updated right before he won it. Escobar wins 20 out of 10. Jesse is 6-2. I am 5-3. The match was a fucking train wreck in a good way. It had a car crash mentality, which is what I love about ladder matches, and any match where there's no disqualification, I crave that violence that these matches give, and it's one of the reasons I love these types of matches, because just there's a lot of huge moves, a lot of violence. I honestly would have preferred if Legado del Fantasma did not get involved, though, because it makes me hate heel victories. Anytime the heel has to do the undermine tactics. Now, don't get me wrong. It works in certain situations. The Miz using it occasionally was good. Roman Reigns using it the first time was good. Every time after that, it's kind of gotten a little bit stale. Edge using it back in the day was great. The Bella Twins using it as Twin Magic was okay every now and then. The first few times Legado del Fantasma got involved in Santos' matches to help him win were fine. But this was too far. Because Santos is trying to say that he's the champion of champions. He's the emperor of lucha libre. And yet he can't win the match on his own. Because literally, and here's the thing. He can say he's champion of champions all he wants. But the problem is, had it not been for Legado del Fantasma getting involved, Santos would have lost the match way earlier. And Devlin would be your Cruiserweight champion right now. But they got involved, and Escobar won, and then after they beat the shit out of Devlin, he said, all right, I got this now. His son did come out in the mask, though, and held up the titles with him, which I thought was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool moment. It was very sweet. I feel like if I was a champion in WWE, it would definitely be what I would do. It would be like, can I have my son out here with me holding up my championships? Because that'd be really cool. I don't have a son currently, but I'm just saying, if I did and I was in these shoes of having a championship, I'd have my kid come out and hold the championship up with me. I think it's a really, really cool, really sweet moment that NXT let him do that. Match number 3 with the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart versus The Way, being represented by Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Or, as she's known, Indie Wrestling. I love the fact that they call her that. Prediction was Moon and Blackheart for both. MSK backstage for an interview, asked what their predictions are for Cole versus O'Reilly and Cross versus Balor. One of them said Cole, one of them said O'Reilly, one of them said Cross, one of them said Balor. It's very awkward. Then they walked off in different fucking directions. I thought it was fantastic. And they also got asked about facing Maverick and Dane once. I think they're going to actually face Tuesday for the championships. I'm not sure. The Way go at them immediately as the match starts. Indy pulls Shotzi off of LeRae, attacking the corner as Ember is down outside and Shotzi's alone. Blackheart with many kickouts as LeRae keeps trying to end the match quickly. Indy also trying to end it really quick. LeRae's in. Blackheart is still very isolated from Moon. Pin with her legs on the rope. Ref spots it. Indy tries to attack Shotzi, but the ref looks right at her as she's going to attack her. Hartwell tags in as Blackheart gets free just to be dragged back. Moon's finally in, taking down Hartwell and beating the shit out of LeRae. Tells LeRae, she does some dance moves and hits a DX suck it chant, which I love it. Moon taking LeRae down, goes up top. Hartwell distracts her, and then LeRae takes her down. Big powerbomb / superplex combo, which is one of my favorite spots in all of wrestling. Taking down Moon and Blackheart mostly. Hartwell covers Moon for a 2 count. Big spine buster on Ember for a 2 count. LeRae shoved into Hartwell. Blackheart comes in and starts unloading on LeRae. Suicide dive that barely hit. I'm assuming it's because of The Way. Take down The Way as Moon holds the ropes open. Moon heads up and front flips down onto them, which looked a little bit better. Tag finisher for a 2 count or a tag move. I couldn't tell if it was their finisher or not. It looks like a tag finisher, so I'm just going to say tag finisher. Roll up for a 2 count by LeRae. Follows up with a super kick tag move by them that they kind of fucked up. Moon breaks it up. Big knee strike to LeRae. Hartwell is taken down by an enziguri. Moon tagged in. Eclipse to both of them, which again looked a little bit fucked up. Indy didn't really get hit by it. Blackheart heads up, hits the senton on Hartwell. Moon and Blackheart win 10 out of 10. 7-2 for Jesse, 6-3 for me. I thought it was really good, but like I said, some of the spots in the match could have been done better. The double Eclipse looked a bit off because Indy didn't really get hit by it and didn't really sell it very well. The suicide dive by Blackheart was really bad. Again, I think it was mostly the fault of The Way not really being prepared to catch her. The tag finish by them was also fairly mistimed, which looked really bad. But honestly, really good match in the end. I think basically if LeRae could have gotten the timing quicker for Indy. The problem is this was really like their first big tag match. I know they've had a few, but it seems like they're not gelling well as a tag team. And that could just be the story they're trying to tell. But to fuck up on 2 big spots in the match, or sorry, 3 big spots in the match, because they fucked up on the tag finisher, the suicide dive, and the double eclipse. It's just, I don't know. It looks not very good. Match number 4, the NXT North American Championship match. Gianni Gargano versus Bronson Reed. Prediction, Jesse had Gargano. I had Loomis, as you guys know. I had Loomis winning the Gauntlet Eliminator match and then going on to win the championship against Johnny Gargano. So before the match starts, we already know that I'm 6-4 after this match because Loomis lost the #1 contenders match because of LA Knight. The name is so stupid. The fact that his name is so dumb pisses me off so much more about the fact that he eliminated Loomis. Johnny Gargano in an Iron Man attire with an arc reactor in the chest that shows the way symbol, which I thought was really cool. I love his Marvel-themed attires, except for the Captain Marvel one. That one didn't look that great. Every other one, though, so far has looked fantastic. My personal favorite has to be his Thor Ragnarok attire. I thought that one's the best so far. This one, although, does take a close second because it's fantastic. Lots of back and forth at the start. Gargano gets the slingshot spear into Reed, but he stays up, but in some abdomen pain, some right in the liver. Nice liver shot with that slingshot spear. Reed with big chops, taking him down over and over and over and over. Chop block to Reed. Lots of quick moves, taking control over Reed. Lots of strong moves trying to keep him down. Reed shoved into the corner of the announce desk. Lots of rib and side pain still. Gargano focusing on the midsection. Reed tries to sit on Gargano, but he slides away from it. Knees to the midsection. Reed in control after a lot of offense. Reed drops down on the ropes, kicks him in the face, and then drops him down on the ground. Knee to the midsection as Reed goes to slam him down. Big suplex by Reed as he reverses him. Reed misses a senton. Gargano rolls him up for a 2 count. Hits a super kick, takes him down. Hits a poison rana. Goes for the Gargano escape, but Reed doesn't let him get it locked in. Gargano hits him with a lot of knees to the face. Then gets the Gargano escape in. One final beat is avoided. Gargano is thrown into the ring by Reed. Tsunami is avoided, which gave me my favorite call of the night when Wade Barrett screamed out, "Tsunami, no!" And then Beth Phoenix right after goes, "Tsunami, not so much." Tsunami, not so much. It was great. I thought it was fantastic. The call there was awesome by both of them. Super kick, 2 count as Reed kicks out. Super kick is caught. Headbutt, clothesline. Reed heads up. Theory distracts him, gets slammed down. Reed gets crotched up top. Hurricane Rana from up top avoided. Gargano slips, so they don't really get through the spot proper, which is the powerbomb. But then Reed makes up for it, hits a big powerbomb, which Gargano has to slide his arm out from under the rope because his arm landed on the rope. She's like, oh shit. Theory then puts his leg on the rope. Reed chokes out Theory, catches Gargano on the suicide dive, spins his foot into Theory, and then throws him at Theory. Goes for a suicide dive, which takes Theory out. Reed slammed into the barricade. One final beat is countered into a slam for a 2 count. Super kick to Reed, a second. Super kick to Gargano, goes up for a moonsault, misses. Gargano hits one final beat, hits a second. That's it. That's all she wrote. 8 out of 10 for the match. 8-2 for Jesse. 6-4 for me. Why do they not want to let him use the Gargano escape to win anymore? Is it because it looks so much like the Yes Lock? Like, seriously, the one final beat times 2 is the dumbest way to end a match. It's so weak. I just don't enjoy it. I like the one final beat as a move. Don't get me wrong. It's great. The one final beat, fantastic name, fantastic move. But having that be what... I got it when it, like, don't get me wrong. When it was the one final beat onto the stage and then into the ring, that I could see because the ramp is kind of a heavy thing. But... one final beat onto the ring twice to a guy Bronson Reed size who took like 90 fucking house calls the night before. Also, Wade in this match called something really stupid. He was like, oh, that 450 splash that Isaiah Swerve Scott did yesterday really caused a lot of rib pain. It's like, oh, yeah, no, it's totally not the fucking goddamn slam that Isaiah Swerve Scott did, slamming his fucking ribs into the goddamn apron. Are you fucking stupid, Wade? He turned so his side got hit on that 450 splash. He knew what he was doing in that situation. He was saving himself further pain to the rib and midsection area over here that got hit on the apron when Swerve shoved him down off of it onto the apron, off the turnbuckle onto the apron. That's what fucked up his midsection, not the goddamn 450 splash. It was just, it sounded so dumb when Wade called that. That's all I'm saying. Match number 5, the main event. The NXT Championship match between Finn Balor and Karrion Kross. Prediction was Balor for both. Pete Dunne, Danny Burch, and Oney Lorcan are ringside watching on. I'm very excited for this match. Showing lots of Balor moments around the ring, including the beautiful demon that I miss so much. Had a red X painted on his chest, which I thought was really cool. It was like right there, right in the shoulder that he injured. The same shoulder that actually Karrion Kross injured. They both injured their left shoulder, winning a title that they then had to vacate the next night. The parallels, man. Cross throws Balor down at the start. He's in control. Balor is smiling and taunting him a lot. Balor's paint is rubbing off on Cross's face. I'd be fucking smiling and taunting him and laughing a lot too. Cross throws Balor across the ring. Balor is still just smiling. Would be, I mean, like I said, I would be too if the paint were on his face like that. There's like a giant red smudge right here. Balor smacks him again. Cross is fucking losing it. Lots of shoulder tackles in the corner, throwing him into the corners and attacking him in them. Balor dodges, making Cross hit his shoulder on the turnbuckle, not the apron. Look, guys, I was a little bit out of it at this point. No, not really. Balor focusing on the arm. Balor is in strong control. Cross back control. Lots of big slams and suplexes. Cross ties Balor up in the corner. Runs in with a big knee. Strike in the corner. Balor locks in an armbar on Cross. He tries to crawl the ropes. Cross counters out of it, but Balor transitions and slams him down, focusing on the arm as he hits the DDT. Interesting arm submission. I couldn't really tell what it was. It almost looked like a Kimura, but it was kind of different. Kneeing the arm a few times, DDTing it a few more times. Balor hits a spin kick to the midsection. Cross is having some troubles. That liver shot, just like he got on Kyle O'Reilly. Balor focusing on the midsection now with attacks to the midsection after tying Cross up in the rope. Busts out with a big spin kick as Balor runs at him. Cross running Balor into the corners. Balor counters and drops Cross in the center of the ring. Cross hits a Northern Light suplex, rolls through and hits a big clothesline. Massive powerbomb, covers for a 2 count. Cross goes for the Doomsday Saito, but Balor reverses, chokes him a bit. Double stomp to the chest. PK attacking the midsection again. Cross taking control again. Sling blade by Balor. Goes for the Jammu dropkick, but Cross is up with a big clothesline. Hits the Doomsday Saito. Balor hits a Pele kick. Then the Jammu dropkick. Another one, this time to the back, sending his face in the turnbuckle. Heads up top. Hits the coup de grace for a 2 count. Cross out of it into the straitjacket. He fucking reversed the pin into the straitjacket submission. Balor rolls through with a double foot stomp, hits a big PK to the ribs, lots of knees and hard strikes, tough abdominal stretch on Cross. He breaks out of it, lots of forearms on the back of the neck, like 9 of them at least. The ref did not count a single second. Normally in WWE, when there's somebody who can't defend themselves and they're getting hit repeatedly in the back of the head or the back of the neck, the ref starts counting and they have a 5 count. But WWE likes to ignore their own rules when it benefits the story, don't they? Cross picks him up, hits him with a German suplex, hits the Doomsday Saito, hits him with a forearm to the back of the neck, hits him with another one, and that's the end of the match. 7 out of 10, 8-3 for Jesse, 6-5 for me. I honestly thought the entirety of that match was great. And then the ending happened. It's about as stupid as the one final beat times 2 finishing off a match. But this is dumber, because at least the one final beat is a fucking tough move. Like, it's an actual hard move. He fucking jumps over the ropes, grabs you, and just fucking spikes your head in the goddamn ground. That is actually a pretty decent fucking match ender right there. I'm not gonna lie. It is a pretty good move. It definitely does a lot of damage. A forearm to the back of the neck, even after like 9 of them on the ground, and a Doomsday Saito and a German suplex, it's not really as good. Like, it looked weak as hell. It looked stupid. I don't know if something happened to Balor, if something happened to Cross midway through the match, although Jesse and I were joking that he injured his shoulder again. He's going to have to relinquish it on Tuesday. We're joking, of course, but yeah. I just thought it was dumb. Like, finish it with a straitjacket. Finish it with the Doomsday Saito. Finish it with something other than 2 forearm smashes to the back of the neck. I mean, granted, yes, it was after a shit ton on the ground, but the ending killed the enjoyment of that match for me. Luckily, the next match was great, but that was a shitty ending to an otherwise fantastic match. It was kind of like his match against Keith Lee, which, yes, I know technically I can't rag on too much because he had already hurt his shoulder at that point, hit the Doomsday Saito off of the turnbuckle, and won the match. But then again, John Silver took a fucking Canadian Destroyer and a shit ton of other moves after fucking up his shoulder halfway through a match against Darby Allin. All I'm saying is, I think this match could have ended better, and I thought it was just kind of a weak ending on a otherwise really good match. And I mean, Jesse and I are thinking maybe Finn's going back to the main roster. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'd be fine with him going back to the main roster as long as they book him properly, because the shit he was doing before he left the main roster to go back to NXT was, how do I put this delicately, dog shit. his feud with Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush was horrible. But hopefully, if he goes back to the main roster, 1, he has the new Finn Balor mentality he's got right now. 2, we see that lovely Demon Paint come back out again. And number 3, he beats the ever-living fuck out of Seth Rollins on Sunday. I think Seth and Cesaro's on Sunday. It might be on Saturday. But basically, I just want to see him beat the ever-living fuck out of Seth as the Demon for whatever reason. Now, the next match is going to actually be done. I lied. I'm recording 5 videos in a little bit because this review is getting a little bit long. So I'm going to do the unsanctioned match in its own video, and it will be Night 2 Part 2 review for this because it's, let's see, I'm on page 10, and I have 14 pages in total on this review. So it's going to take a while. I'm going to have to do a lot of speaking in a single video. So, yeah. So, part 6, or match number 6, technically match number 12, the men's unsanctioned match between Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole will be done in a separate video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Stay golden. Peace.